Hi, my name is Bobby Hayes, and I'm going to do a speech today about legalizing marijuana and why that would benefit us. For this speech, I have my dad here, and my fiance Emma, and our son Declan, and I guess our dog Daisy. But, on to this. So, the legalization of marijuana would benefit this country in many ways. There would be less people in prisons because there are many people that are in prison over convictions related to marijuana. I've seen this firsthand as I work in a prison, and the number of people that are actually incarcerated over something as simple as having a gram of marijuana in their possession when they're arrested. It's pretty staggering. There are also many medical uses for marijuana that, if legal, help a lot of people out. And then lastly, marijuana could be used as a tax revenue for the state and for the federal government. Which are the current taxes could be less if we allocated funds gained through a sin tax on marijuana to fund like schools and other things like this. So, anyways, there are several states currently that have legalized marijuana either medically or recreationally or both. The states that have legalized it have seen a lot of benefits from legalizing marijuana. And that goes along with there's less people in prison, so there's more people contributing to society and not sitting in jail over a gram of marijuana. They have a sin tax on marijuana where they are funding schools and other things like that. And medically speaking, epilepsy is treated by CBD oil, which is derived from marijuana, and it helps prevent seizures in people with epilepsy. I've seen young kids where they take the CBD oil and they quit having seizures. They go from having like 6 or 7 a day to having none. Let's see. It's actually an ongoing debate throughout the country, whether marijuana should be legal or not. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of reminiscent of prohibition on alcohol back in the 1920s. So, in the 20s, there were a group of women who decided they didn't want people to drink as much as they were. And so they started to put together a political fund to get rid of alcohol, and so that started. And I just see a lot of similarities between the prohibition on alcohol and the prohibition on marijuana. But if marijuana were legalized, we could tax it. It could be used for schools, roads, different things that are funded through other taxes right now. So we pay, right now, I don't know what the tax exactly is, but let's just say, for instance, we have a property tax. Say the property tax is going towards funding schools. Instead of using that money to fund schools that's coming out of a property tax, we can tax marijuana through the legal sale of it and use that on funding schools and lower the property tax. Another thing is the prison population in the United States has a high percentage of marijuana offenses. And I think it would definitely benefit not only prisons to not have that many people incarcerated over marijuana, and having to spend extra money on staffing and other things for something as simple as just smoking weed as an adult. And these people are also, if they're not in prison, they're going to be contributing members of society and not sitting in prison using our tax dollars to keep them in prison for something that, as an adult, they should be allowed to do. Lastly, the medical benefits. There's CBD oils have been used to stop seizures from occurring. And I think this is probably the biggest thing on legalizing marijuana with me is the medical aspect. Because I can understand someone not wanting marijuana to be legal recreationally. The same way some people didn't want alcohol to be legal for recreational use. But using marijuana as a medicine, I think it definitely helps a lot of people stay off of pain meds, because there's a high rate of abuse with pain medications currently, and we could use marijuana for a pain med instead of having people get hooked on opioids and things like hydrocodone. Another thing that marijuana has been used for is helping cancer patients that are going through chemo keep an appetite when they're going through chemo, because chemo takes a toll on the body, and a lot of those patients that they use marijuana, it keeps their appetite up. That way they're not feeling as sick while they're going through the cancer treatment. And just the added benefits of those alone, I think, is one reason we should legalize marijuana throughout the entire country. But, well, that's it.